Before We Say Goodbye by Louise Candlish, narrated by Julia Franklin. This work is copyrighted 2009 by Louise Candlish. This recording is copyrighted 2009 by W.F. Howes Limited. The day Maggie Lane dies, she sends her daughter Olivia a letter containing dangerous information. The address of Olivia's first love, Richie Briscoe. Olivia has not seen Richie for over 20 years, not since his desertion of her as a teenager almost destroyed her for good. Convinced that the note represents an admission of guilt, Olivia sets off for the idyllic seaside village where Richie now lives. And now, Before We Say Goodbye.
Part 1. The mute swan is reported to mate for life. However, changing of mates does occur infrequently. The Cornell Lab of Ornithology. Chapter 1. I knew the moment Lindy opened the door that there'd been a change. Her eyes were several tones paler. The usual warm optimism drained right out of them. "What is it?" I demanded. "Oh, God, she hasn't—" "No, not that." Her hand was on my elbow, reassuring and ushering in one. "But something's not right, Olivia. She seems to be feeling a lot more pain than usual. I've just called for the nurse." I barely glanced beyond the herringbone parquet of the hallway, before turning left into the ground floor room where my mother had been cared for these last months. I hardly thought now of the atmosphere that had reigned in the house when Alec was alive. When you'd come through the door and be tugged at once in this direction or that, drawn by a gale of laughter or some sudden whoosh of calamity. Now, in this home-come-hospital, all voices, all gestures were designed to deter such excitability. Sometimes it felt as if the mood was controlled by a switch. "How was the drive?" Lindy asked me. These days she paid almost as much attention to my welfare as she did Maggie's. "Fine. It's always better coming west," I started, but was quickly distracted by signs of motion from the patient's bed. "She's awake? Olivia. Here." Now I saw the change in her.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?